What up, people? Louthewritersports back with you once again. So, how everybody doing tonight? I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. I was getting myself together. So, I want to talk about LeBron James, man. Everything that's been going on with the man. Talk about his declining numbers and basically his decline in basketball right now. Like, I know it don't look like he's declining to y'all, but he is 36 years old in age, and you can't beat the basically Father Time always win no matter what. Like the playing at the level he's playing right now is amazing though. Instead of being a scorer like he used to be, he's trying more to be like the playmaker. And I wish he just go back to being what he was, a guy who want to score the ball and be aggressive. It's a little playmaking trying to get triple double thing. It's not working for me. But that's kind of been the problem he's been going through his whole career. Instead of him being aggressive, being a killer, y'all want to be a playmaker and get a playmaker, which I don't understand. Like, that's probably the reason he always try to form super team and try to add players to help him with his game. Guys who can knock down shooters and who can be better defenders. I'm talking about LeBron James, Polo. I'm trying to explain the reason why he do the certain things he do when it comes to trying to add teammates, and why he's want to be more of a playmaker instead of a killer or scorer. I'm like, I think the reason why he's trying to add superstars to his team and add shooters instead of to help benefit him in his age that he is in right now. Because say he wanted to add another superstar, because not only for that superstar take all the blame for his game declining, he don't want to be the main guy. They talk about in the news talking about LeBron James needs to step up. LeBron James ain't the same player. What up, Polo?
Lou the Writer, man. What's going on, brother,
I'm trying to explain why LeBron James is doing what he's doing right now in his late of his age, trying to add like superstar players and more shooters, because he is in the upper age and he can't be the same aggressive offensive player he was when he was younger.
Yeah, that's facts, Lou. And what I was trying to say, I couldn't really get on Ticket's stream or on the chat earlier when they were talking about the Lakers. Uh, they're playing against subpar teams and their defensive statistics. But one of the things
That's the
that I
NBA.
wanted to
That's
touch.
to me, that's the NBA fault for putting that schedule together for the Lakers because they wanted to make LeBron James team look good. So I would not be surprised if they lose to, if the Lakers lose to Milwaukee tonight.
Right, but what I was trying to explain though, Lou, is that if you go back and you really break down the game and you really go look at it and everything, yeah, everybody's saying how LeBron has improved uh, his 3-point percentage, which that can't be argued. However, what is drastically really noticeable by all eyes is the decline that he has taken. Especially, it's not even in the beginning of the games. At the end of the game, Lou, man, he can barely move. And of course, that comes with age and everything. But you do have a good point when you talk about how why is he trying to build super teams to stack the deck. Right now, I feel like you know if you're calling yourself the king and you're calling yourself the goat and everything like that, and you've already been stamped with this Iron Man longevity stamp on your back and everything like that, then why not go ahead and prove to the people that you can get it done and go ahead and take down everybody? Or if they do play the Nets, if they do even make it that far, why not go ahead and prove that? Because then that will actually look better on your resume and on your legacy more than anything else. But you trying to go get Bradley Bill and trying to go get all these other pieces and stuff like that, man, come on.
See, I think some LeBron James fans still see him as the Miami LeBron instead of in the
Mm-mm.
Cleveland LeBron instead of the LeBron of today.
Mm-mm.
He's not he's not in his 20s no more. He's in his 30s.
About to be 40. hmm and,
Like
and 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 you know, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, they need to understand he's not in his 20. He's not in Cleveland or Miami no more. Yeah, he put up great numbers,
Mm.
but he is 36 right now, and he signed what a 3 year, 3 more years to stay with the Lakers. By the time that deal runs out, he's gonna be 39. You saying right now, Polo, he can barely move after the game. What do you think his body gonna feel like after when he turns 39 years old in next 2 years?
Right, exactly. And you see, listen, man. You okay? When a lot of people don't realize, Luke, and a lot of people don't understand. You probably understand this. That they have an interest. Tickets knows this. Ticket knows this, and anybody that's played professional ball, they'll know this. They have an entrance and they have an exit. And when you're about to go into the exit phase of your career, uh, I was told that a lot of guys what they have to do is they have to take like these different classes, and in these classes they instruct the players on how to transition into the life after basketball and everything. It's sort of like when they come in, they teach them how to manage their money, do that sort of thing, how to conduct yourself off the court and all that other stuff. Well, when you exit and stuff like that, and you go get ready to go for post career and retirement and everything. They tell you how to transition your body and take care of your body and everything like that. A lot of these guys they don't understand that they have to go through this process. And actually, what LeBron is doing, yeah, it might look good. Like a lot of people, like, oh yeah, he's the Iron Man and stuff like that. But in essence, if you really look at it and everything, he's going to end up wearing himself down, because you have to also look at the time. You have to look at after the basketball. Yeah, he hasn't had any injuries, but he could go out in the free world, and God forbid something else take place. That's what we have to look at and stuff. And like you just said, that's a good point that you touched on about him. Okay, what's his body gonna be like at 39? Because a lot of people don't know, Lou. You know this. Hey, 6 months from now, it might not seem like a long time in the real world, but in the athlete's mind, man, that's actually a short period of time, like a very short period of time. And when your body, you could go from being old at the top of your game, like 6 months, when you're 37 out there killing and everything. Then next thing you know, you can barely get out of the bed at 6 months. And you like, damn, what? It's just like those knick-knack injuries that he was suffering the year before last. Like, with the cramps and all that other stuff, little knick-knack stuff that happens. That happens when you get older.
Hello, sorry, but you still there?
Oh yeah, I'm still here, bro.
Sorry about that. I'm at work, man. I'm doing other stuff too.
Man, I just got off, man. Not to rub it in, but not to rub
You gotta
it
make
in,
that
man.
money, man.
Oh yeah, but I wanted to cook
I
on.
was just gonna say this. I'm 30, like I'm about to turn 40, right? I play
Well,
football.
big far old.
Yeah.
How
I'm
you
just lucky.
feel, man?
Well, I'm gonna say I'm blessed to still be here.
Yeah.
Because most people where I'm from don't make it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, I grew up playing football, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every game, I felt like my body was in a car wreck.
Mm.
Even when I was like 19 years old, still playing football.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like all my limbs wanted to fall off.
Right.
And I played the running back position.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you took a hell of a beating at that
You
position.
damn right. You got these guys who are hitting you all over the place,
Mm-hmm.
and you getting up, going back in the huddle, and the coach calling you for another play, run again. Like, oh man,
Right.
it makes you like. I think LeBron don't like being LeBron James himself, because he got to be LeBron James all the time. Always got to turn it on. Always got to be that man. They want sometimes I feel like fans see him as a superhero that can never be defeated.
Right.
But he is a human being. He is a man. He is a person. He can't be LeBron James forever.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing about that, Lou, a lot of people, they put these expectations not just on players, and basketball players and everything. They put it on entertainers. They put it on people, at these, corporate, positions and stuff like that, because you got to think about, the heavy expectations. Oh yeah, well, this boss has to be a certain way all the time, or else, the consumers are gonna be mad. Well, it's the same thing. Let's look at it from a sports standpoint. They're expecting LeBron to be, catching alley oops from full court, like when he was in Miami from D Wade and stuff like that, and they're still living.
He can't do that no more. He can't do it no more because he can't.
Yeah.
He can barely jump.
Yeah, he can't. He can't do anymore. Now, granted, we do have to look at this too. I give him props that he's still in the NBA. He's still blessed to be running up and down the floor, because there's some guys that are even younger than him that can't even run up and down the floor and can barely move. And the thing about that too, also, you mentioned football. Now I'll touch on that for a second. Now you see, a lot of people don't realize, man, that football, to me, and this is my opinion, Lou, I have football as uh, uh, one of the hardest sports. Uh, I would say it's probably up to boxing, in terms of the grind that you got to go through. Okay, now I played football for 1 year, and I was like, nah, I'm good with this, and I had a profound respect for football players, because they would come in the gym and they would tease us, basketball players. They're like, ah, man, this is easy. But Lou, you being a football player, what did most football players say about basketball? They would say, man, I don't want to play it. You know why? Because it's so soft. A lot of football players would tell me that. And I would take offense to that stuff, Lou. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, whatever. They were like, man, come over to football. Come over to football. And okay, yeah, the grind, like the playing wise, it was all right and everything like that. But what was really tough about it was the grind. Because listen, you had at our school when I played, you had to be on the field, have your pads on, all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? The cleats and all that. You had to be on the field at like 6:15, Lou, in the morning. And sometimes the coaches would have to have you like at 5 in the morning. So it was five something in the morning or whatever, 5:45 or something like that. But it was a grind, and it was the type of discipleship that I think that I learned to grow a profound respect, for football, much less the grind. And then also we have to look at uh, the after effects that happens to a lot of football players too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Much
know
like
what you're saying, man. Like, it's been times where I get sad out. Like, sometimes you suffer depression after playing football. It's been
hmm
times I got sad for no reason and felt depressed. I don't know why. I just did. I just feel like,
Well, that happens. It's not only with football, Lou. It's with basketball, because I played 7 years semi-pro. I wasn't quite maybe at Chicka's level, but I was actually in the semi-pro league and stuff, man. And one of the things that you look at, I had to go and go take care of my grandmother, because she caught sick. And so after I had finished playing, Lou, I ain't gonna lie, I felt the same way that you did. Like, I was like, man, I said, Lou, this is what I said to myself. Excuse my language, but I said, man, what the fuck am I gonna do now? I said, man, I was like, man, I sat in the room, Lou, for about 2 months, just after I had to come home and take care of her. I was like, man, I hit that depression. That depression, like like some people talk, and people don't think that we go through it. But they think that we're like, because Lou, you play football. They look at you, what, like you said, they look at you as a superhero. They look at you as a robot. They look at you as a indestructible. But man, like, they still got to remember that we do have a brain, we do have a heart, we do have vital organs. I said, we still have blood running through our veins, and we're still human beings here.
like, you remember that movie, Any Given Sunday?
Ooh, that's my movie, man. I love
Like,
it.
you remember that scene where Lauren Taylor said to Jamie Foxx in the
Yeah, in the
game?
steamer, in the steamer, in the
He said,
steamer.
when all the lights are gone, when all the love is gone, you just
Right,
another nigga.
right.
He's
That
right
was
about that.
that's real talk. LT played the hell out of that role, and he wasn't even no actor like that. But he all he needed to do was just say that. Listen, hey Lou, I'm glad you mentioned that. Anytime I look at any given Sunday, it's still new to me. Like I still get like you know how some people look at Menace to Society or they look at Boys in the Hood or you know what I'm saying they look at Belly or Paid in the Full or one of them movies. That's how I look when I look at like any given Sunday or I look at Hoop Dreams or I look at Above the Rim and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, damn, this is like it relates to me. It relates to me.
Yeah, like when you in college like me, man, you sleeping all these different females almost each and every night, man. Um,
Right.
acting like ain't nothing gonna stop you, bring you down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You don't be thinking about what your future gonna be. Are you thinking about, man, I'm gonna go pro, I'm gonna do this and that.
Right.
Man,
Right.
when my career came to the end, I'm gonna feel like nobody was I'm gonna feel like nobody was around me. I'm gonna feel like all the pussy I was
Right.
getting, all the pussy I was getting left. They ain't coming back.
Right. Yeah. Hey, look. It's like, man, you got all the people hanging on your coattail and all the people around you, man. When you at the top, you know what I'm saying, and you at the top of your game. But then as soon as you fall flat on your face, man. It's like you don't hardly have anybody there. You have your people that you know probably grew up with. But listen, Lou, this is what I faced though, and you probably went through the same thing, but I don't know if you did or not. This is what happened to me. See, I went back home, and guess what people was asking? They was like, "Man, what happened? Man, I thought you were doing this. I thought you were doing that." Da 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 da. But see, a lot of them didn't really understand the circumstance that was going on. They thought, "Oh, okay, well, I just fell off," or something like that. But that's how they look at you, Lou. They're like, dang, man, you used to be this, and you used to be that. You know what I'm saying? I had to work a regular job, Lou. I had to come back home and work a regular job, man.
Yeah, like people like I look at that whole Kyrie Irving thing.
Mm-hmm.
They talking about athletes need to start giving back money to their community and start speaking for black rights. So, well, Kyrie Irving did that, and they got on him like he was wrong for doing what he was doing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, what the heck? Y'all cannot have it both ways. Y'all want to do this,
Mm-hmm.
but don't do it. Like, what you want?
Well, see, the thing, like, I've already cooked on this many times before, and I don't even feed on into it. That's why, like, when you got on, you was on Ticket's channel, man. I was like, man, I feel what Lou is saying, and I think you cooked on it too on the video about Kyrie. Why they messing with him so much? It's because, man, Kyrie gets it. A lot of people, a lot of people don't really understand what I'm saying. Kyrie is an intelligent individual, and he sees beyond basketball that a lot of people don't choose to see. It's funny, Lou. All they see is like, okay, this guy dribbling the ball, or this guy making shots, or this guy finishing well, or this guy crossing the shit out of somebody. But they don't see that this guy, okay, he might have a lot of family members that are poor, a lot of family members that are sick. He brought George Floyd family in them a house or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're in desperate need of stuff. He got people that's he got to take care of and stuff like that. They don't see that aspect of what he's going through. All they see is that, oh well, Kyrie he abandoned this, and he could have contacted the team. How do you know he didn't do that? He don't have to explain nothing to y'all. He's the one that made it to the league, not you. He don't have to explain nothing to you.
Like last night, Polo. I
Mm-hmm.
knew the minute they lost that game, they gonna blame Kyrie for that.
No,
Even though it wasn't no guarantee. Like I seen Colin Sexton play a couple of times. He don't hit those many 3-point shots like that in the NBA.
Nah, he doesn't. He don't.
That's one of those lucky. That's one of those lucky. That right there was one of those lucky nights for him. Because they play like Brooklyn plays them again on Friday. I would not be surprised if Brooklyn beat the hell out of them this time.
Right. Right. Cause you know that's been happening, Lou. Like one team, like with the I think it was the Clippers and somebody else. Clippers, got blown out. Who was it? That they got blown out by
the Dallas Mavericks.
Mavericks, yeah, by the Mavericks. Then they came back. And, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, anybody can get got. Anybody can get got on any given night. You know what I'm saying? And everybody need to pump the brakes and stop all this. Oh yeah, well, but you are right. You and Ticket was right about something. They and a lot of other people have said that they need some beef on defense, man. That right there, we can't neglect that fact. They need some rim protection, better rim protection. I think Mr. Massey touched on it too. DeAndre Jordan is just
he's not the same guy he was in his 20s.
Yeah, he's not. He played good against the Bucks. I think somebody mentioned that, but then he's not as consistent as he wants to. He's not the DeAndre Jordan that can touch the top of the backboard, block the shots and stuff like that. But listen, they get somebody else like a decent. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go after somebody else. I think something's going to happen because New York is eyeing Lonzo Ball right now. I don't think Lonzo Ball would make it in New York. I think the media would eat his ass alive.
I think, I didn't see no LaVelle McGee last night for Cleveland. I think they're going to try to buy out his contract, and he ended up playing for Brooklyn.
Oh, for Brooklyn?
Yeah, I think LaVelle McGee going to play for Brooklyn.
That'd be a nice little fit. That'd be a damn good fit.
They did. Plus, I told Ticket did too. They waived Toronto's center, Alice Lynn.
Yeah.
Now you add LaVelle McGee and Alice Lynn to that roster. You got 2 7-footers who are young. That should help to beat down the middle. Because Kevin Durant cannot play center again. Hell no.
No, they can't. And Lou, a lot of people don't realize this. Okay, yes, Brooklyn did out rebound them, but guess where they got they behind spanked? They're behind spanked on points in the paint because Cleveland was at 64. They only had 48. And they had a well balanced. They shot 50% from 3-point, and their field goal percentage was way higher as collectively as a team. What's it called? Brooklyn shot 45.3%. Cleveland shot 51.4%. So that lets you know, like, their interior was just on point. That game, as well as the 3-point shooting, when you mentioned.
You want to know what Brooklyn did last night? They dared Cleveland to shoot 3-point shots because they didn't believe they can make them. And they stopped. Like, Brooklyn dared them, Cleveland made them, and that's why they lost the game. Because I'm telling you, plus. Brooklyn did play lazy defense because guys wasn't hustling, going after loose balls, wasn't defending on the rim like they supposed to, and just letting guys go right past them to the rim. You got to play defense.
But Lou, listen, I don't know why they underestimated. But people acting like Cleveland Cavaliers are like, okay, they're not okay, they're not number one, but they're number six in the East right now. A lot of people they're thinking like this is Cleveland Cavaliers at the bottom of the barrel and everything. Okay, yeah, they're not championship ready, but if the playoffs were to start today, they would be at that sixth seed. A lot of people don't realize that. And
Yeah,
Atlanta
Cleveland.
and New York is right behind them. They acting like, I'm sorry, Lou. I'm sorry, man. I'm getting emotional about this because a lot of these people are, oh yeah, well, you got blown out, by the Hawks. And listen, these coaches are new, Lou. These
But the
coaches are
thing, but
completely
what
new.
people don't understand about Cleveland too. You got a lot of sides down low who can rebound the ball, and
Right.
you got guys who those big guys can open the lane for the shooters and
Mm.
help them get to the lane. That's the same Cleveland team that did beat Philadelphia too.
Yeah, I know, man.
They
Wait,
have beaten some good teams.
no, I don't want to talk about that. Look at that, man. Look at you, man. You should not on my team, man.
I'm just saying, Polo.
Lou said, I ain't gonna let you get away with that, Polo.
I'm just saying, this is the same Cleveland team that had beat good teams.
Yeah, you right. You right. They did get us,
Like,
man.
like you playing a 7-2 game shortened season, and don't be surprised if Cleveland gets in the playoff as a 7 or 8 seed.
I wouldn't be
Because
surprised.
I watch baseball too. I'm a real big baseball fan.
Who you like,
And
them Cardinals?
no, I'm a Yankees fan.
Yankees. Oh, okay.
They play a shortened season in baseball. And certain teams who was not that good made it almost to the World Series.
Okay. Right.
So you got this whole COVID thing going on right now, right? If they playing a regular NBA season, they're not that Cleveland team not beating Brooklyn that way.
Nah. I don't.
Because what you seen this year in sports is the real good teams in college and pro don't look like the same teams when you play a regular season.
Nope. You know that Kentucky definitely don't look like nothing like they were.
Don't look like the same Kentucky stuff. Always don't they? They look bad. Because I saw that Georgia.
So does Duke. So does North Carolina. And all these other teams, Lou, like man, Gonzaga's always been, they've been formidable.
They've always been decent, but they're not that great. Come on, man.
Iowa was number one at one point.
Now you got Baylor. Now Baylor's still undefeated in the Big 12. They just beat Kansas. Over the year, Polo, who's been dominating the Big 12? Kansas in basketball each and every year.
Yeah, it's been Kansas. Sometimes TCU would try to make a little a slight little push or whatever. And Baylor, they've been kind of inconsistent. But yeah, it's been Kansas. Sometimes Kansas State would try to sneak up in there, and then Texas. Now Texas with Shaka Smart. What is Texas ranked this year? Hold on. Texas ranked. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I don't think that's. Hold on. Oh, my bad, bro. Okay. Texas is ranked number 5.
Yeah, but they had trash on the sticky knuckle. It says trash. That's why I just put it right there. Because it was right there in that little room right there. What you saying, Polo?
Nah, I was looking at Texas ranking. I know that they was up this year. 'Cause, they got Shaka Smart or whatever. They at 11-2. They ranked number 5. Uh, Baylor, yeah, like you said, Baylor and Gonzaga are the only undefeated teams right now. But yeah, we and we yeah.
Probably stuff y'all can use.
I just want.
They had the box stacked up. They had thick, it said trash on
They had a ticket on a sticker
it. Yeah,
on all of it,
it was on top box. So
but they were stacked.
yeah,
Okay, well, it's trash.
I'm back, Polo.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm headed home myself or whatever. But yeah, man, NCAA, man, definitely got a hold of the ship. We're not even none of the powerhouses in the ACC are ranked like that this year.
You heard the tournaments in Indiana, right?
What's that?
The whole tournament in Indiana.
Oh yeah, well, Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'm like, man, I live in Louisville. I should go down there for Indianapolis for the tournament because I would make a good amount of money working at those hotels and stuff.
And they gonna what's it called? They gonna allow fans, huh?
They probably will.
Yeah, there've been more fans. Listen, the smoothie center? The smoothie center be allowing fans. There were a whole bunch of fans at the Saints game. Last night, I think it was at the Utah game. I saw a lot of fans. There was a whole lot of fans up in Salt Lake City.
But I've been thinking about this too. With things going on in the country right now, wouldn't you live in a city for like a couple of months to make some real amount of money? Because certain cities, you can still make some good money.
Yeah. But I was going to ask you.
At one point, I thought about moving to Vegas.
Yeah, I had a friend that lived in Vegas. He lived there for quite some time.
Did he work at the casinos?
Yeah. Hey, he worked for Mayweather. He was working over there. He like worked right where Mayweather was at, and he knew he was rubbing shoulders with Mayweather and everything because what Mayweather just he runs Las Vegas or whatever. So yeah, he was working up there, but he stopped working there. I think he got in a little trouble, whatever. So he went back to where he was at. But he was on top of his game for a good like 5 years. I'm talking about everything paid for, Lou. I mean, he was living his life, and of course, he could do that, because he no kids, single. So yeah, man,
that's what I'm talking about. Say I get married one day, right? Mm-hmm. We all our kids are raised and moved out the house. They got their own place, all that. I would get an RV. Like I look at those couples who get RVs to drive around the country, working an odd job. Hey, that's not bad. That's not a bad life to live right there. When you retire from working a regular job.
Yeah. And plus you don't really have to. You ain't gotta really worry about it. You see a lot of people out there that used to either work state, federal, government jobs or whatever that are retired or whatever. That have their pension. You see it. You see a lot of that. You know, my godfather was at that. That's all they did was travel. They'd be in Florida one minute. They were snowbirds too, Lou. They were snowbirds. So, you know, for the winter or whatever, you know what I'm saying, they'd be, you know, in one part of the country, and then for the summer, they'll be in another part of the country. You know, that's what a lot of people from New York and you know, they'll go from New York to Miami or whatever.
Like you wouldn't mind living in an RV for the next last year with your wife. Think about it. You wouldn't have to worry about bills or mortgage, nothing like it.
But yeah, we still gotta work. Well, like you said, you gotta raise the kids and stuff, you know. But after the kids, yeah, hell yeah, because that's all we would do is travel. Hell yeah, that's a wonderful idea. But you know, man, I wanted to ask you about something, Lou. Did you hear about what Joe Biden is doing? He's already getting to work, man.
What are you doing?
They're talking about a crime matrix.
Crime matrix.
Yeah, one of the things that they're going to start doing is, let's say you were a cop or you know law enforcement, and you commit any type of crime. They're gonna have every single penalty against you. They're not allowing, you know, cops and law enforcement to do some of the things, like they've been doing. And they're even talking about, like, if you've had a crime, even previously, they're gonna, you know, bring that stuff up. And this is not just for cops in the U.S. They're talking about doing it, you know, throughout the world, man.
So you believe in that?
Well, I believe it. You know, I still, my feelings on in terms of Biden. You know what I'm saying? I still don't trust him. But you know, for some people, that's actually looked at as a good thing. You know, because you know, let's just call it what it is, Lou. You know more than anything. You know more than anybody right now, man. You was at the forefront of what happened. You know, Breonna Taylor. Police brutality has been going on for centuries, man. You know, and he's doing what he can to put a stop to it. But I don't know. There's still an agenda though. There's always still gonna be an agenda. So you know they're gonna send some little smoke screens and everything like.
Well, when they say when it goes in effect, because there's one case they should look at right now is that priests are getting killed by those cops. You still there, Polo?
Can you hear me, man?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just saying he ain't nothing but a clown to me. Now I'm not quite sure when this is gonna take effect, but I know that they're already talking about the little job thing, uh, with the vaccines and all that stuff. They're already talking about that. So they're talking about they're behind on the number of people being vaccinated. So we gotta see what old uh Sloppy Joe gonna do. We gotta see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, mainly people. I don't trust him. Nobody trusts him. I don't trust her. I don't trust her either.
Yeah, some people that actually do though, Lou, and that's the sad thing about it. They're looking at it like he's the savior. Like I think you asked me if I was gonna go to the inauguration or something like that. No, somebody asked me if I was gonna go to the inauguration party or something like that. I was like, shoot. Yeah, I ain't going to no damn inauguration party, man. That ain't no party. That ain't even nothing to really be celebrated.
Like you seen all the people on Twitter and social media all happy that this is happening and going down.
Yeah.
Like I don't like Donald Trump either, but I can't fuck with Joe Biden either. Like you can't trust nobody in the government right now because they looking out for themselves.
What you say, Lou? You said it perfect, and I told my wife what you said too about the North and the South, man. You said it's coming full circle, and you couldn't have been more right than anything. But people just don't see it, man. They just don't see it, man. We've been conditioned to think that this United Snakes of America that we're living in is for the people, and they're not. They're not. So a lot of these people they sit up here, man, and they think that Biden's in, he's gonna automatically clean up everything. That's the wrong attitude to have.
Think about it, Polo. We're the same. This is the same country. They thought about killing Abraham Lincoln. Things will go back to be the same. They thought about killing Lincoln. Slavery come back,
right?
But it didn't.
Right. Sad.
And then after Lincoln got assassinated and his vice president took over, he didn't all the policies Lincoln was trying to change. He did not follow through with that because he was a bigot and a racist.
Yeah, you talking about Lincoln, right?
No, after Lincoln got assassinated, after he got killed, the vice president took over.
Jackson? No. Who was that took over? Who took over after Lincoln?
If I remember right, I think it was John Adams.
Yeah, John Adams. John Adams, the father, right? Not John Quincy Adams. It was John. It was just the father, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to think about it. Those people who signed that half those people who signed that Declaration of Independence were also the presidents who ran this country as president of the United States of America.
Man. And he didn't really want to do that, Lou. He didn't want to do that, and he didn't want to sign the Emancipation Proclamation either. Everybody thinks that he was forced to sign that because they had a letter. You know about the letter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He never intended on he wasn't intended on freeing us. But people think, oh yeah, Lincoln he wanted to free the slaves and stuff. And man, that's bullshit, man.
Like when America stopped didn't want to be run by the British people no more, and they fought back against them. And they said land of freedom, land of the free. That means everybody, not just them. I'm like, what was the point of them signing the Declaration of Independence if it's only meant for white people to have freedom, but not black people? What? All right, everybody. I'm about to end the show anyway because I'm about to go. I gotta go do some things. Go watch some. I think the Lakers and Milwaukee about to start real soon. I just want to say, everybody, thank you for coming to my show. Give me some video thumbs up, subscribe to my page, and other than that, peace.